My name's Helen, I work for Gentoo. Does everybody know who Gentoo is?
No.
No.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. We've seen vans floating about.
I'm speaking on behalf of other people who've said to me, what is this Gentoo? And I've given them my answer, but I don't know whether I'm right. So you
tell me yours first, and I'll tell you if you're right.
Well, I thought it was Sunderland Housing Association.
Yeah.
Right. And that used to be the council, didn't it?
Yes.
Properties. But the council never built as many new properties, and everywhere I go, Gentoo are building. I mean everywhere. So obviously slightly different.
Yes. Yeah, you're spot on really. We did used to be Sunderland Housing Group, which was the organisation that was set up to take over all of what was the council housing in Sunderland in 2001. We own the stock that was the council's. There's about 30,000 left that we own. There was about 37,000 in 2001, but people have bought their own properties through right to buy, and we've knocked some down, obviously, as you've seen in some areas. And this year we actually changed our name to Gentoo, which obviously changed the look of everything, what we look like. And basically the reasons for that was because, one, we're not just working in Sunderland anymore, so a lot of, particularly like on the construction side, our lads are out working Newcastle and Middlesbrough and Scotland and all over the place. And we're not just about housing anymore, so we're building houses, we still maintain and manage the houses that we own, but we're also, we've split into 5 separate companies now, so the housing bit is just one part of the structure, which is Gentoo Sunderland, and that manages and owns all of the stock that was the council's. So that's what we were in 2001, but now we have a construction company which can do, after 2 years it probably won't be doing any work in Sunderland because we'll have updated, modernised all of our properties, so it's working, getting all the contracts outside. We've got a ventures company which is doing the kind of city centre redevelopment, so the Riverside Quarter near the Empire Pictures cinema, the Sunnyside developments, all of those types of private ones, that's us as well. Gentoo Living, which is the company that I work for, and we do regeneration, community empowerment, which is my role, care and support, so we provide support to people to live in the houses longer and independently, and social investment, that's the other one, which I think the other one, which is projects which you may or may not have heard of, things like community kids, so we go out into schools and do work with children in schools about the dangers of staying away from empty properties and having respect for people where they live and their environment, and lots of other projects in that as well. So I work in the non-housing bit now. So really I'm just here to tell you about some of the things that we've always done in the past around training, and some plans that I've got for the future as well, because we want to be very different as Gentoo. So in the past, when it was the council and then Sunderland Housing Group, the training that we provided to our customers, who were tenants and residents, of which in total is probably about 70,000 in the city, so it's a large number of people, it's largely been around tenants and residents associations. So if people living in estates and neighbourhoods want to set up community-based groups, and if they want to take up housing issues, or if they want to take up any issues that affect residents living in an area, whether it's to do with the police, the council, street lighting, footpaths, whatever it is, they can set up a group, get elected, have a committee, and it's our job to support them and give all of the training. It's their landlord, it's our job to do that. We've always done that. In the last couple of years, we've wanted to expand that type of training, but we've had not much capacity to be able to do it, not much time to think about what we'd actually want to deliver in the future. So with the creation of Gentoo, I've been freed up from some of my old work, and I can start looking at that in the future. So the plans that we've got is, as a housing provider, we've still got a duty by our regulator to support residents associations, so that will continue. One of the new things though is that we don't have to now provide that ourselves, so it's always been our staff that have provided that to tenants and residents associations. What we're allowed to do now as a housing association is to employ other people to deliver that training. So one of the first things that I'm looking at is about deciding internally whether or not it's best for other people in the city. So, you know, all of the training organisations, including CDS that Rob's gone through, people deliver this type of training as standard. It's about setting up groups and managing it and the funding and the committee skills and all of that type of stuff. So actually, there's plenty of people who specialise in that. Should I just write a brief and give it out and see who comes back and wants to deliver it for us? So that's now an option, which is certainly a welcome one, because we've not had much capacity to really do much more than the basics, and there's organisations that can probably do it better than what we've done in the past. In addition to that, just check my list. We're also looking at, because we've got such a large number of customers, tenants and residents, is about having some practical training for people. And to start off with, it'll be things like DIY skills. So, you know, how to change a plug, how to replace your tiles if a couple of tiles come off in the kitchen and bathroom, how to put a door handle back on. And that ties in with, as a company, what we're doing is we're actually training up multi-skilled people to actually go around in little vans across the city to do those types of jobs in customers' houses, rather than joiners, fully, you know, time-served joiners going out and replacing a door handle or something like that, which actually we've been doing a lot of work on it. It equates to nearly 50% of all of our repairs is on these little types of jobs. So we're getting staff, we're trying it at the minute to go around the city in little vans just to shoot, and, you know, if you phone up for something, you don't have to wait 2 days because it wouldn't be an urgent repair. You might have to wait 7 days or even 28 days for some of it. And there'll just be a little man in the van or a woman in the van now that can